So if you're anything like me, you probably think a lot about how you can get into a safe and secure career that you have 100% job security in. And the typical way of doing this is to land a job that is future-proof, stable, and in high demand, so they won't lay you off whenever they don't need you anymore. With AI disruptions, pandemics, world events, the whole 9 yards, you may be feeling like your safe tech job is not so safe anymore. The overall tech industry is under heavy pressure right now, so you might not be feeling so sure about the career that you thought was super stable. But what if there was a tech industry that you can get 100% job security in, that you don't have to worry about your job being sent offshore, you don't have to worry about your job being automated, and you don't have to worry about any of the stress of a company firing you and then replacing you for the same role but paying you 20% less. And you can finally focus on making hundreds of thousands of dollars per year. That is where the GovTech industry comes in, and in this video I'm going to share with you how I achieved 100% job security and why the GovTech industry is actually getting more secure by the day, and exactly how you can get started in GovTech right now. So what is GovTech and why is it so secure? GovTech is government technology sector, and in this sector, this is where you work for the federal government or with a state or local government, or you work with a government contractor company where you're doing work for the government. So when you're working these tech roles for the federal government or government contractor companies, you are the person that is creating technology that is keeping this nation secure and overall keeping the nation running. As long as the US government is around, there will always be GovTech jobs available. And the thing that makes this industry so different from other tech industries is that when the federal government needs works done, what they do is put out a request for proposals, and then other companies will say, hey, we can do this work for you. So every single day, government contractor companies are being awarded contracts from the government where they need to fill these different roles. So if you ever go look at any jobs on clearancejobs.com, or if you look at any jobs directly on government contractor sites like Raytheon or Northrop Grumman or Lockheed, you will sometimes see a lot of different roles where it will say this position is contingent upon being awarded this contract. So every single day there are new contracts being awarded, and then they need more people to fill these roles. And that's where you come in. And if you put yourself in the right position to be qualified for these roles that need to be filled every single day, you will always have a long-lasting career. So what makes you qualified to apply for these different roles? It's quite a few things. One of the things is a government security clearance, and it's okay if you don't have one because you can always get a government security clearance just by applying for roles where either the federal government or government contractors will sponsor your clearance. So there's no need for you to go to the military to get a government security clearance. I got into the GovTech industry at the age of 16 years old, and I got my first government security clearance at 18. I did not go to the military whatsoever, so it's definitely possible for you to do. Another thing that makes you qualified for these roles is getting the right tech certifications. The government is a little bit different in this aspect as well, because when it comes to working positions in the GovTech industry, you must have specific certifications or you're not even going to be eligible to apply for the roles. Now, these different certifications are called the DoD 8570 baseline certifications, which is soon changing to the 8140. So the DoD 8570 is why the CompTIA Security Plus is so important in this industry. So if you have the right tech certifications, that will immediately make you eligible and give you a leg up compared to the competition when applying to these roles. These GovTech jobs are becoming more in demand because, as you can see, when you look around, there are different layoffs happening all over the place. So if you look at FANG companies, or if you look at fintech companies, anywhere you look, you see a lot of people getting laid off. So people want to come into the GovTech industry because these jobs are secure, they're stable, and they are high paying. Throughout my GovTech career, I worked all around the world. I worked in the States, and I also worked in Japan, Taiwan, and South Korea. Being all over the world was definitely a great experience, and it showed me how secure and how stable the GovTech industry was. And I was not able to make it back overseas because all of the international airports shut down. At this point, in any other industry, I would have immediately gotten laid off. But since I'm in the GovTech industry and my skills are so in demand, I was able to actually go onto the internal website for my company. I found a role that I was qualified for. I saw who the hiring manager was, and I called him up immediately. And after I called him, he asked me if I wanted to move to Texas the next day. That's how in demand GovTech is. You literally can get job offers right on the spot, no interviews required, as long as you have those skills that they really are in need of. So after getting a job and moving all the way across the country without even interviewing for this position, that really showed me how in demand this industry was and how it's probably one of the best kept secrets. Once you get your foot in the door in the GovTech industry, you will have so much job security. You won't need to worry about being laid off, and you know that there are thousands of opportunities and even new opportunities popping up every single day. So with me and my career, I decided to focus on skills that were extremely in demand. I started out as a software engineer doing embedded radar software engineering work, and then I went overseas and I became a overseas government contractor focused on radar system engineering. So while I was overseas, I was the engineer on site that was responsible for making sure that all of the systems were up and running 24/7. And I was able to get to this point by getting one certification, which is the CompTIA Security Plus, and I was able to get these niche skills that were in demand in GovTech. So that's how I achieved 100% job security with my GovTech career. And if you want to land your first GovTech position, I made a video that's on the screen right now that goes over exactly how I would get into GovTech today if I was to start over. It's the video on the screen right now. Click it and I'll see you over there.